Novigrad on the Adriatic coast. Many Croatians regard their romantic fishing villages as a kind of dowry offered for accession to the European Union. Tourists from Western Europe would have a share in the picturesque beauty of this region. But in the autumn, the people here are among themselves. Fisherman Zdenko Blašković has time to help out a friend, but the catch is meagre.
We take them out of the net anyway, because otherwise other fish come and eat the smaller ones.
For a retiree, fishing is a pastime and a welcome distraction. A closer look still shows traces of the war of the early 1990s. The past won't let go of fisherman Blašković.
Non-stop. It's always there. After the war, I went to visit my brother who works in Germany. I wanted to recover. A kind of rehabilitation program. But whenever a plane flew over us, I involuntarily crouched on my knees. The noise frightened me. Noise still reminds me of the war. It's stressful.
The tranquility of Novigrad can't erase these terrible memories. The home of Zdenko Blašković, a Croatian, still bears traces left by Serb forces.
They wrote here, "This is the Serb territory of Krajina."
Blašković still hasn't painted over the graffiti. The war between the coastal Croatians and the Serbs in the hills still seems as present as if it were only yesterday. 3 hours by car to the north, in the capital, Zagreb, things are different. The standard of living is almost up to EU levels. Modern streetcars, lovely old city streets. Until a few weeks ago, the war with the Serbs seemed very far in the past, and then the past returned with a vengeance. A bomb exploded in downtown Zagreb beside the car of the journalist Ivo Pukanić, who died instantly. In just 1 month, 4 people were killed, all in mafia-style murders. It's clear that Zagreb has a problem with organized crime. Perhaps those killed knew too much about the dark side of recent Croatian history. A central question is, who supplied the weapons for the war against the Serbs in the 1990s? Croatia's new Minister of Justice, Ivan Simonović, is supposed to solve that mystery. He got his position because of pressure from the European Union.
You had a lot of profits related to smuggling of arms. It was really a situation where, when Croatia was faced with arms embargo imposed by the Security Council, and in order to survive, Croatia had to arm itself. And of course, people who got involved in these activities were people who had some experience in smuggling. And of course, there was a lot of money involved, and it was all sensitive.
We have to admit that criminals were at work on our side too. And we didn't respond to these crimes quickly enough. Now our courts have to deal with these criminals.
A belated insight that the Conservative Prime Minister tries to dress up as a success.
Of course, tomorrow it might be another area of the state apparatus that we're dissatisfied with. And then there will be changes again. We've never lacked determination to combat this. Maybe it's another question whether we have the right people to carry it out.
The Conservatives were in power at the time of the war. Back on the coast in Novigrad, we accompany the fisherman Zdenko Blašković as he goes out for mussels. He makes it clear that organized crime is present even in the provinces.
I don't think it's exactly positive. Of course, the guilty parties must be found. We know that such things happen. A while ago, criminals even stole a fish truck. The owner had to pick it up in Zagreb.
Organized crime has many facets, Now the European Union is putting on the pressure. If it wants to join the EU, Croatia will have to deal with the shadows of the past.